in the league.
Just ask Mike Woodson if that makes it just a little bit easier to win in this league when you know you can count on your top 8-9 guys being shot.
Or it's the same number as Dad Dell did. Dell spent 16 years in the NBA. I bet you had fun guarding him.
Oh, what a nightmare. If you were a half a second late, is you really can't turn your head because they're constantly in motion, and defensively presents a totally different challenge than locking in on ISOs and post-up players.
Joe Johnson, a smooth shooter from outside his second field goal. Ellis stripped by Bibby. He's got Johnson with him. And Johnson able to finish. 6 points already.
In the category of LeBron and Dwayne getting all the attention, but Joe Johnson's right there in that next level. Here you see him, drops the pass, but takes his time, uses the footwork, knows he's got a smaller player on him because he's got such a high sense of basketball IQ that he tracks the basketball and runs those rebounds down and knows the best way to trigger a break, take it off the glass yourself.
Johnson able to get into the paint. Only had a cup of coffee here, though, last year. Split time with the Knicks in Golden State before being traded in the offseason to Atlanta. Smith finally able to score down low.
And then George able to finish. You see how Golden State just converts every turnover into a four-on-something fast break going the other direction with all these quick players on the court. Monte Ellis, you've seen him uncork a couple of air balls already. He'll never stop shooting. And he took 39 shots in a game earlier this year, so you know he is going to continue to fire. And it's something
here in the second quarter. Warriors lead the Hawks by 1. Johnson shooting over Ellis, and Joe Johnson with 12.
Beck, give me a call. You see Ellis right here. You know, he's digging in right there. He's got a little bit of hold of Joe Johnson's arm, grabs a little bit of back of his jersey. And Joe Johnson just wants to get to an area on the floor where he can rise up with that 6'7" length and get it.
And 19, fourth best record in the East, but they can tie Boston for the third best mark after the Celtics lost in Denver today. Joe Johnson now with 14 points, and he'll go to the line to try.
Guy that big, somebody's got to come, force the double team, make him kick it out, and then you're quick enough defensively.
Is there an area where he surprised you about how he's been able to adapt?
Yeah, I didn't think he could finish as well as he does at this level. And you saw him basically moving without the basketball in college, so he would get layups and he'd get to the rim. But he's able to get
held. Remember, it's the Suns to 30 second-half points. So they struggled in the first quarter like they struggled in the second half of Friday's game as March draft. And Joe Johnson hits the first free throw. And so it's Evans' show, but Landry could be a big help as that's a team looking to improve against Atlanta here, or against Golden State here in the third quarter.
I mean, this is it. It's just individual matchups. Joe Johnson basketball.
He's done that a few times in this game. Shot clock to 7. Johnson backing down Morrow. And then hits the turnaround. He's got 22. 12-point Atlanta lead.
Now, let's see what they do. They're going right back to it. Joe Johnson knows where he wants to get to. Gets into the paint. Now that's
goaltending.
And that's going to dictate the outcome of this game for the Atlanta Hawks. The ball's going to go through him, and he's going to be the decision maker. And Golden State. Curry has just taken over this game. Splits the pick and roll and then finishes.
He's got 31. Joe Johnson has 26 now. 1-1 so far in this road trip. They've got Utah tomorrow night.
Situation for a head coach when you have your best player out and a unit makes a run at this time of the game. And he's not drawing fouls either. So I think they got to get the ball in the hands of Joe Johnson and let him decide what's going to happen for your team offensively.
Johnson, 3 with 3 on the shot clock.
Guards in this one. Joe Johnson, 4-time All-Star for a reason. This is just cool right here. He's one of the best big shot makers that we have in this league. And he wants the basketball with the game on the line. And
Crawford is the all-time leader in 4-point plays in the NBA. And they needed 4 there.